The story of the 10 heavens, tree of life, fallen angels, face of God. On the first day of the month, I was at home alone, resting in my bed. As I slept, 2 men appeared before me, so immense that I had never seen anything like them on earth. Their faces shone like the sun, their eyes blazed with fiery light, and fire emanated from their lips. They wore clothes that were a deep purple, their wings gleamed brighter than gold, and their hands were whiter than snow. They stood at the head of my bed and called me by name. I woke up from my sleep, looked at them, and saw them clearly standing there. I greeted them, but fear seized me and my face changed in terror. They spoke to me, saying, "Enoch, do not be afraid. The eternal God has sent us to you. Today you will ascend with us into heaven, and you will tell your sons and household what they must do in your absence, until the Lord returns you to them." I quickly obeyed them, left my house, and called for my sons, Musel, Regim, and Gad. I told them all the marvelous things the men had shared with me. After I finished speaking to my sons, the angels took me on their wings and carried me up to the first heaven, setting me on a cloud. I looked up, and above me, I saw the ether. They placed me in the first heaven, where I saw a vast sea, larger than the earthly sea. Before me were the elders and rulers of the stellar orders, and 200 angels who ruled the stars, guiding them in their duties to the heavens. I watched as the angels guarded the treasure houses of snow, ensuring the snow's storage and movement. They also showed me the treasure house of the dew, resembling olive oil and the fragrance of all the flowers of the earth. There were angels protecting these treasures, making sure they opened and closed as needed. The angels then took me to the second heaven, where I encountered a darkness greater than any earthly shadow. There, I saw prisoners hanging in the darkness, awaiting judgment. The angels there, darker than any earthly darkness, wept continuously. I asked the angels accompanying me, "Why are these people tortured so endlessly?" They replied, "These are the apostates of God, those who did not follow his commands, but instead turned away, joining with their prince, who is imprisoned on the 5th heaven." Next, we ascended to the 3rd heaven, where I saw amazing things I had never imagined. There were trees with sweet-smelling fruits and flowers filling the air with a pleasant fragrance. In the middle of all this beauty stood the tree of life, a tree so perfect that it couldn't be described. It was adorned with gold, vermilion, and fire-like beauty. The tree bore all kinds of fruit, and its roots stretched to the ends of the earth. Paradise lay between corruption and incorruptibility. 2 springs came from the tree, sending forth honey, milk, oil, and wine, which separated into 4 streams and flowed through Eden. The garden was blessed, with no barren trees, and 300 angels glowing brightly served the Lord by singing sweet melodies day and night. I was then led to the northern side, where I saw a terrible place filled with unrelenting fire and frost. The fire raged on and ice covered everything. The bonds were cruel, and angels bearing angry weapons tortured those there. I asked, "How terrible is this place?" The angels responded, "This is the place prepared for those who dishonor God, commit sins against nature, witchcraft, theft, lies, and all other evil deeds." We ascended to the 4th heaven, where I observed the movements of the sun and moon. The sun's light was much greater than the moon's, and its circular movement was accompanied by 4 great stars. Beneath each star were 1,000 more stars, totaling 8,000 stars, all moving with the sun. By day, 15,000 angels attended the sun, and by night, 1,000 six-winged angels accompanied the sun, kindling its light. We then ascended to the fifth heaven, where I saw countless giants called the Grigori. Their faces were withered, and their mouths remained silent. I asked the angels with me, "Why are they so withered and silent, and why is there no service in this heaven?" They explained, "These are the Grigori, who rejected the Lord and fell with their prince, Satan. They came to earth, broke their vows, and corrupted the earth with their deeds." Next, we ascended to the sixth heaven, where I saw 7 bands of angels, each more glorious than the sun. Their faces shone brightly, and their appearance was identical. These archangels maintained the order of the stars and seasons, and when they saw evil, they issued commandments to guide the world. I also saw the cherubim and 6 phoenixes, all singing praises to the Lord. We then ascended to the 7th heaven, where I saw an overwhelming light, with great archangels, dominions, and thrones, all serving the Lord. I trembled as I saw the Lord from afar, sitting on his high throne. The angels with me encouraged me, saying, "Do not fear, Enoch." They showed me the Lord's appearance in the 10th heaven, called Aravat. The heavenly troops would bow down before him and sing songs in his honor. I was then shown the 8th heaven, known as Muoth, which governs the seasons and constellations, followed by the 9th heaven, known as Kavim, which is home to the 12 constellations of the firmament. Finally, I reached the 10th heaven, Aravat, where I saw the Lord's face, glowing like iron heated in fire, emitting sparks. His face was beyond description, so magnificent that words could not capture it. I fell to the ground in awe, and the Lord spoke to me, saying, "Do not fear, Enoch, stand before me forever." The archangel Michael lifted me up, and the Lord commanded his servants to clothe me in glorious garments, anointed with sweet ointment that shone brighter than the sun. I looked at myself and saw that I had been transformed, becoming like one of the glorious angels before the Lord. The Lord said, "Let Enoch go according to your word." And then he said to Michael, "Go and take Enoch out of his earthly garments, anoint him with my sweet ointment, and dress him in the garments of my glory." Michael did as the Lord commanded. He anointed me, dressed me, and the appearance of the ointment was more radiant than great light. Its fragrance was like sweet dew, mild and shining like the rays of the sun. When I looked at myself, I found that I had become like one of his glorious ones.